What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something really cool that I have been anticipating for a really long time. We are going to finally be starting the engine for the Mustang. Where did it go? Right there. We're going to have to tear down the stock engine that came out of the car today, and then we're going to have to build out the second engine, which is going to be my stock Coyote engine. Should be a really interesting day, to say the least. It's going to be exciting. On that pallet there, we've got a built engine in there, and as you guys know, that is my 1500 horsepower MMR short block. It's got literally everything you can imagine. This engine is supposed to be able to withhold everything you can throw at it. It's supposed to be the best motor on the market, so hopefully it does what I need it to. In this box, I've got tons of stuff from MMR. It's pretty much duplicates of everything. As you guys see here, I've got like 2 oil pickup tubes, timing set, etc. The reason for that is because I'm gonna, like I said, be assembling the built engine for one, and then the stock engine beside it. Today's video is probably gonna be something about tearing down the stock engine. The next few videos, though, we will be assembling the built engine and doing all that stuff, so it should be a lot of fun. So make sure, if you guys have not already, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned in for the next few videos, because we're going to be building one of the most badass Coyote engines that the internet has probably ever seen. Trust me whenever I say that. So anyways, guys, let's jump right into it. Do you want to see something cool?
Is it red?
Don't get too excited. This is like my prized collection, or my prized possession.
I thought I was your prized possession. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Look at the sleeves in this thing.
So this is an aluminum block. We've got billet rods in here. We've got a Boss 302R forged crankshaft. We've got forged MMR pistons. These are actually their custom compression pistons, which I believe that they are 10.5 to 1 compression. These are also red fire Teflon coated. Along with the block, it's actually been bored over and sleeved. We've also got water jacket supports inside of here. If you guys notice, inside of these water jackets, they've got these little blocks. This is pretty much as much top of the line as you can go. This is what you're looking at right here on this pallet, is a $10,000 short block. So by the time that this engine is completed, it will be around a $20,000 cost just tied up into this engine. So it's not cheap by any means, but should be able to do the job for what I'm needing it to, which is exciting. This is the last motor, hopefully, crossing my fingers, is the last motor that I will have to buy for this car, and it should be able to hold up to the small amount of power that I'm going to be throwing at it. This motor is rated for 1500 horsepower reliably all day long throwing at it. It'll probably handle upwards of 2000 horsepower if I had to guess. Never ever will I be anywhere close to that. I say that and watch 6 months from now, that car's going to be making like 1800 at the wheel. No, really though, the goal for that car is like 1250 at the wheel, which is honestly absolutely stupid. I've had it sitting here with me for almost a year now, so I don't know why, but I never thought that this day was gonna come. Oh, it's heavy.
And there you go.
Turn it over and see the bottom end. MMR oil squirter block offs down there. Look at the bottom of these pistons, dude. Okay, so now that we've got this thing up on the engine stand, I'm gonna try to explain to you guys what we're gonna be doing. If it's kind of hard to follow along with, I'm really sorry. This is just something that I really want to share with a few of you guys that are really technical and are curious. We're gonna be using this block, right? But the thing is that this engine over here has what is called the Gen 2 Coyote heads. These heads flow very well, and we're actually gonna be using these heads on that block. Now, the bottom end of this car is still the stock bottom end. For the next car that this is gonna go in, we're gonna probably keep it around 600 or 700 horsepower. At that power, I see this engine being very reliable. As you guys remember, a while back, whenever I went on my cruise, I actually went and picked up some Gen 1 Coyote heads. So we're basically going to be installing a Gen 1 timing set, heads, etc. onto a Gen 2 short block, which should be able to handle easily 600 or 700 horsepower all day long reliably. So that is the goal for the second engine. Now the first engine, as you guys know, we're going to be using everything that we can. We're going to be using brand new on that engine because we need it to be 100% reliable. So we're going to be kind of doing a lot of mix matching to pick out the best parts for this engine and use the remaining stuff on that engine. I'm going to go ahead and cover this thing back up just for now, since we're not going to be doing anything with it today. All of today's video is going to be basically tearing down this engine. I just wanted to introduce you guys to the built motor. So, oh man, I have been really not looking forward to this, but we're going to leave it on the K member, being that it's got pretty much its own little engine stand right here. There is so much stuff all over this thing. Guess let's just dive right into it. You guys have probably seen this video, the last few videos. SK Tools has been pretty much covered a lot, and in case you guys didn't know already, which you probably haven't because we haven't really come out and said it, SK Tools is actually the newest sponsor of the channel. So I want to give a huge thanks to SK Tools. You can go check out their Instagram right here or their website right here. Great company. We got plenty of tools from them. UPS Freight just showed up, and we've been waiting on this package for quite a while. So I didn't know when it was going to come in at all, but it came in to my surprise. So it's been like over 20 minutes, probably maybe close to 30 minutes. They left in the middle of this, went and got Little Caesars pizza, and we're still opening stuff. Look at this. There's just so much stuff.
So crazy enough, it actually is the next morning now, because yesterday we spent basically a few hours just getting everything unboxed, and then a few more hours getting everything organized into the toolbox. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of hard to demonstrate over a camera. You'd really probably just have to get a set just to be able to feel this. Do you hear that? Listen how satisfying. 1.7 degrees of travel. Watch this. That's a click. That's a click. That's a click. It's absolutely insane. On a normal ratcheting wrench, you would basically have to come up to like right here to get a click. And if you only have this much travel, it's not even gonna be able to get a click to loosen. That's a click, that's a click. It's really cool. So you could literally just, yeah, but anyways, you get the point.
I've had the opportunity to be able to actually review them and use them, and I wanted to take that time just to be able to get a feel for the tools and see what they're really like, and honestly, I have absolutely loved them. So if you guys are interested in us doing maybe a giveaway of some SK tools in the future, we're even thinking about partnering with SK Tools and doing a track day or something like that. If that's something you guys would be interested in, make sure you comment down below. Go check out SK Tools, give them thanks for everything, and let's continue on. We got the motor torn down basically as far as we're gonna go for right now. We have a few more things to do. We're gonna pull the cams out, pull the heads off and everything like that, but it's really looking amazing. As you guys know, since I've gotten this engine, there has been absolutely nothing but AMSOIL in here. I've ran AMSOIL very, very regularly, and inside of here, after we open it up, I want you to just see detail. Look at how nice it looks. Everything in here looks amazing. The timing set looked beautiful before we pulled the timing set off, but unfortunately we already got that out of the way. All of the stock cam lobes look amazing. No issues anywhere at all. I actually peeked down inside of here, and all the valves look great inside of the head, so that is good. No burnt up valves, which means that we are going to be able to hopefully lap them and be able to reuse them on these same heads. We pulled all the spark plugs back out, and of course the spark plugs look good as well, so we are in pretty good shape so far. This engine does look relatively healthy. We're going to get these timing chains, cam phasers off, pull off both of the cams, pull the head bolts. Well, actually in this case they're actually nuts because we have head studs in here, so we're going to pull the nuts off of the head studs. We're going to check inside of the cylinders, make sure that everything is okay. The pistons should be okay, unless the ringland is cracked. Doug thinks that one is, but we're going to see. So far it's looking good though. We haven't really found any metal shavings or any metal chunks or anything, so I'm hoping for the best. After we get the heads off though and the cams and everything off, we're going to go ahead and pull the oil pump and our crank sprocket right here. This was like my first ever mod that I did to this car, was put these oil pump gears and crank sprocket, and the oil pump gears are actually inside of the oil pump housing here. Put these in there because Coyotes are notorious for having issues with these. They're actually a like a powdered steel from factory. The powdered steel is super weak, just like Doug was joking around about. You drop the stock ones and they literally just shatter, and that's really bad, being that there's a timing set on there that's spinning almost 8,000 RPMs on a motor like this. So really do not want powdered steel in there, so most people replace them with the forged one like these. That way they can hold up to a lot more abuse. Also, another thing I forgot, as well as running AMSOIL and everything else, I've also not run this engine on anything at all but E85, and a lot of people say that whenever you run engines on E85, it leaves absolutely zero residue in the combustion chamber. I've never seen an engine that's just been ran on E85, but I'm kind of curious because everybody, well, I'm not gonna say everybody, but a lot of older people have skepticism about E85 because they're like, well, I heard rumors that it gunks up your motor and everything else, and really that's just not the truth. E85 is one of the greatest things on the earth.
Other than boost.
Other than boost. So right now what Doug is doing is he's basically loosening all of these bolts right here on the cam caps, and he's loosening them very, very slowly around each one because you don't want to just crack this one completely loose, because then what's happening is that one's pointing down, so it ends up wanting to bend the cam. Do like Doug. What would Doug do?
Doug would ugga Doug backwards.
No.
Well, look, take pictures of him. It tells you, don't take it off, put it
I'm
back.
looking, I'm just looking.
Put it back, put it back, put it back.
I just wanted to look. Okay, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got you. Oh my God, they smell so good, dude. I'm so weird. That smell is so delicious.
A little bit. Walk it out.
Got them. For those of you that have never taken apart a used engine, this is literally exactly what you want to see. This is gorgeous, honestly. This looks almost like a brand new engine. And this head, believe it or not, those cams as well, every component that you're looking at, all have about 35,000 miles of heavy abuse from me. But yeah, everything looks really spotless. That's honestly amazing. All right. Time to crack off these head studs now and pull the heads. Right now what Doug is doing is we're actually going now and loosening the head bolts in the opposite order that you want to tighten them in. So generally the way that you tighten head studs is you go from the inside and you work your way out. So whenever you're loosening head studs, you want to do it the exact opposite. You want to go from the outside and loosen them on the way in. Well, there went all the water. Thanks.
You're welcome. At least you know these were torqued.
Yeah, let me go ahead and start on the headers while you're fooling with that. Oh, dude. Because the impact can only get to one of the like 8 bolts on here. They only get to 1. Luckily, I've got my SK. Luckily, I've got my SK X-frame wrench here with superior ratcheting capabilities. Did you know that? Look at this. Click, click, click. That is supreme right there. It's pretty cool, actually.
So guys, Gavin gave up on getting the header off.
No,
he decided
I didn't just give up and just come back to it. That's all.
Just come back.
I'm just rescheduling my appointment. Oh, these things are tight. Oh, in case you guys can't tell, there's water leaking all over the place. That's because Ugga Doug cracked the head over here. Not really, he didn't crack it.
Crack it loose.
He cracked it loose. All right, the head studs on this side are done. Doug got the header on that side out. Just got to get a few more head bolts on this side. Or head studs, that is. And after that, we'll be able to lift both heads off and see what they look like inside.
Damn, son, looks like your head gasket was leaking.
These heads look really icy. I'm not gonna lie, they look really good. That is what you get whenever you run straight E85. Inside of here, obviously there's a lot of water because of the water jackets and stuff. They were full of water, so a lot of the water spilt down into the pistons, but that's no big deal. Inside of the pistons look really good. This piston right here, this third one, this is the one that we had low compression on. Oh, hang on, look in there. We got some up and down action going on with that piston.
It's not that bad. That's just a little bit of skirt wear.
That piston looks like it could have something that has kind of clapped the face of it.
Taco Bell coming in clutch.
Taco Bell towels to dry out the oil and water in the cylinders. Everything looks really good though, I'm not gonna lie. From the top side at least, like Doug said, if one of the ring lands broke, we would have to flip the motor over upside down to be able to see the bottom of the pistons. But from the top side, at first look, everything looks great. We've got a huge mess here in the shop right now. We've got engine parts literally everywhere, supercharger, stuff's just scattered all over the place, but at least we've got it off of the ground this time. We're gonna basically be putting this on a stand, hopefully here in the next few days, and getting it off of the K-member. But this motor really is not my primary focus right now. We just had to get it torn down to just a short block to get everything off of this motor to be able to transport it over onto that motor. So next video, we're gonna be actually assembling the motor that is under this cover right here and getting everything put back together. And hopefully in the next few videos, after we get everything assembled, we'll get our timing set, be able to put the timing set on, put the timing cover on, put the blower and everything back on. Then get the K-member out of the Mustang, set it on the ground right here, lift the car up, put the motor on the K-member, drop the car down onto the K-member, bolt everything back up, hook the harnesses up, and hopefully in the next week or two, the Mustang will be back alive, which is seriously insane. I cannot even believe, I don't even know. I'm so pumped, so pumped. Before we end this video, I really want to give a huge thanks to Doug for helping me take everything down for one, but for two, I really want to give a thanks to every single company that has had a hand in making this all possible. I'm seriously excited. This is the most excited that I think I've been about car stuff in a really long time, mainly because I've been waiting on this for almost a year now. I've been anticipating it for so long. It just took so many pieces getting put together to be able to finally have everything to do it. dude. Anyways though, Corsa, thank you so much. SK Tools, thank you so much. Fly Me Out, like literally everybody. Hurst has been a hand on this car. VMP is a huge sponsor of this car. MMR even helped out a little bit with some engine parts. Cometic gaskets, I got those from winning the stick shift shootout. Comp cams, pack racing springs. Everybody has pretty much put their hands in to make this motor build possible. Manic clutches as well. Gave me the triple disc to be able to put up with this giant powerful engine. We've also got the twin disc clutch that's coming for that engine. Oh yeah, I know we can't tell them about the transmission yet. It hadn't came in. Shh, shh. Also, huge thanks to Ben Calimer for helping out with the transmission build and everything. It's on its way here right now, so you guys will have to keep that on the down low and see whenever it gets here. It's gonna be cool though. If you guys have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, because the next few videos are gonna be really, really cool if you're interested in any kind of engines or engine building, or hopefully this is gonna be one of the coolest Coyotes on the internet. We've got almost $20,000 tied up into this engine alone that we're gonna be building in the next few days, so we're getting really close, honestly. Just a few more days. We should be able to have this engine done. After the built motor is done, we'll be able to put the stock motor on the stand. We'll have 2 complete Coyote power plants, one with a built motor, built trans, triple disc manic clutch, one with a stock motor, stock trans, and manic twin disc, which, as you guys know, in that 4,000 pound heavy car, I still went 9s with. So in a lighter car, it should go very, very fast, which is exciting. So anyways, guys, that is gonna be a wrap for today's video. I will see you next video. We're gonna clean up a little bit here, and then we're gonna head out, and we're waiting on a few more things, like I said. So make sure you guys stay tuned. It's gonna be crazy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video.